Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to Birmingham Seaholm High School. I'm Brad Fetters for BACB Sports, joined by my main man, Nick Bucklers. We are excited to bring you tonight's varsity boys soccer action between the Seaholm Maples and the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks. And Nick, we start out our coverage this evening with the Seaholm Maples 3-3-1, so an even 500, kind of looking to kind of string together some wins, some momentum, as they've been trading wins and losses seemingly all season long.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity to do it in an OAA crossover game here, going down to the OAA White to play Bloomfield Hills, and they feel like this is an opportunity they can really start a streak, kind of get some momentum moving into a couple good league matches, and do it here with ease, so they hope, in front of the home crowd. But yeah, like you mentioned, they're just yearning for a winning streak to start. Not playing bad, but just not able to kind of snowball the victories together.
Last time we saw this team in action was a 4-1 victory over the rivals from Birmingham Groves. Angelo Nuclei was stellar in that game, netting 2 goals. He has 7 on the season. He is a goal-scoring force for head coach Greg Perkins, who's now alongside the third member of our broadcast team, Andy Aubrey.
All right, Brad, thank you very much. We are here now with Greg Perkins, the illustrious coach of the Seaholm Maples. Greg, we missed you last game, and I'm sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but we're here tonight covering your game against Bloomfield. Let's go back to that Groves game, though. A pretty powerful 4-1 victory for your team. Look out. Woo! That could have been bad. I just broke my fingers on TV. It's okay. We're going to be all right. How have you been doing since that game? How's the season been going?
It's been good. I mean, performance-wise, I think we've been decent. We've been a little bit up and down in terms of results. I think we've seemed to be really strong and competitive against the top teams, and then we've played a few weaker opponents, and we've kind of played to their level. So we talked about the Groves game actually before this one and said we've got to come out like we did against Groves and get that early advantage will really, really help us.
Right. Yeah, you guys were on it from the jump. I thought you played great defense, as evidenced by that 1 goal you only gave up. So you got Bloomfield Hills coming in tonight, and we're not used to seeing them with our station. But what do we know about the Blackhawks?
I don't know a ton, to be honest. I think I know the coach, so I think potentially they'll end up playing a little bit more, playing out the back. So it won't be a long high school ball game, I don't think. We definitely don't play like that. So to be honest, that actually helps us. So we'll try and press early and hard, and then I think their players are a little bit younger, so a bit more technical, so they don't have the physical size that a lot of the better teams have. But they'll pose us some problems, I'm sure.
Yeah. Lastly, it's warm out tonight. You got to get the fellas hydrated, right? I mean, we got to kind of combat the old dehydration, cramping. I would consider that a big concern for you.
I think so, yeah, but I think we're used to it. I mean, the last few weeks has been warm. The sun goes down. It actually works quite well at the stadium here because it hides the sun a little bit for us. So they're used to it, and we've got a good bench, so if we need to use them, we'll use them.
Right, okay. Well, we'll wrap it up for now. I'll let you get back to your team about 6 minutes before the start of this one. But well, thank you for your time, of course, Greg, and send it back up to Brad and Nick for right now.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Perkins and Andy. We now turn our attention over to the road team, the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks, and it hasn't been easy this season. 1-6-1 is the record. The win coming back all the way back on August 17th, a 6-0 shutout victory over Rochester Hills Lutheran Northwest. 3 straight losses coming into play this evening. What perhaps can Bloomfield Hills do here tonight to pull the upset?
Well, they have some things that they can kind of hold their hat on and kind of keep their head high on. The last 3 games have been all 2-1 losses, including the last one against Lake Orion, who's a very tough test. That one was in PKs. They lost that one 2-1. So they can kind of build on that. They've been in some games with some good teams, and if they can just put it all together, they've kept the ball out of their own net. It's just, can they score enough? And that's going to be what they're going to try to do here today.
Their head coach is Doogie McCullough, and he is with our very own Andy Aubrey.
All right, Brad, thanks again. We are here now with the Bloomfield Hills head coach, Doogie McCullough, and a Scottish gentleman you are. Tell us how you got to the States and ended up coaching the Bloomfield Hills squad.
I've been out here, I came out in '96, worked for Klaas de Boer, who was a Bloomfield Hills resident. He was well known in the NASL, done some camps for him, got some connections, and then kept coming back. Eventually worked for Bloomfield Club, actually, with Andy Wagstaff, Gary French. And then, so long story.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome aboard. We want to talk about your team for a second now. Take us through the season a little bit up to this point. What have you seen good, and what have you seen you're still working on?
We're working more on a good defensive shape. We've not been a good goal-scoring team, but we're getting better defensively. We've played a few 2-1 games. The last one we lost on a PK to Lake Orion. So if we can keep going forward, trying to cut the 2 goals against to 1, and just try and keep building towards playoffs. We want to pick up some momentum. But the start of the season was really bad. We were really flat, pretty poor. So we're here to play tonight, I think, and we're here to get better as the season goes on. And that's what it's all about. It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your time, Doogie.
Thank you, Andy. Nice
And we're going to get this one started, so don't go away and come on right back. We'll see you then.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back to Birmingham Seaholm High School. Brad Fetters alongside Nick Buckler and Andy Aubrey. Boys varsity soccer underway. Under the lights, Birmingham Seaholm opening possession of this game, wearing their home maroon jerseys with white numerals. Bloomfield Hills, the Blackhawks, in their road white kits as we are underway. 40 minutes up on the big board. Running clock. The clock will stop after goals and for injuries. Beautiful night for soccer. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. It's a warm one.
It's hot out there, but the boys have been getting some fluids. I think they're well aware of the perspiration angle here on a night like tonight.
Yeah, got to avoid cramping at all costs. So the trainer will have their hands full as we see some action here. As it looks like we'll play on, and almost a nice little turnover there.
Pickle juice and mustard. That's what
Gross.
I understand is
That's
the
what they
cure
say.
for cramps.
Then let me cramp because I'm not ingesting
That
either.
does not sound tasty.
I'm
You don't
good.
do both at the same time.
Oh,
It's
okay.
one or the other. Ben Toby in net tonight for Bloomfield Hills. Junior wears number 1. He's got the white goalkeeping jersey on, and countering him on the opposite end of the pitch, Brody Feldmeyer. We saw Feldmeyer in that 4-1 win over Birmingham Groves back on August 22nd. So, Andy, you and I saw them then about a month ago. Since then, Seaholm has racked up a couple of victories to go along with a couple losses as the header comes out of the box. Bloomfield tries to clear it out, and they will do just that. Headed forward along the right wing side, trying to keep the play alive, David Adewume. David Adewume wears number 11 in white for the Blackhawks, and this is kind of unusual, guys. We don't typically get rosters that have pronunciation guides, but man, oh man, is that nice.
That is an idea whose time has long come and gone, but we need to thank the staff over at Bloomfield Hills for that one. And how much easier does that make our life, huh?
Adewume, just a sophomore. This squad awfully young. He is one of 3 sophomores on the roster. They have a couple freshmen as well. So Bloomfield, after a very successful season a year ago, first opportunity of the game, and hold on a second, they will say the play
Offside.
was offside.
Oh.
Whoa, boy.
Some early action here, 3 minutes in. And we just missed out on a 1-0 lead for the Maples. Instead, Bloomfield Hills going back the other way, and they've played a little bit better. Their record doesn't indicate that they're doing too hot right now, but their last 4 games have all been decided 2-1, including their last game against Lake Orion, 2-1 loss in PKs. So they're definitely hanging in there with some good OAA red competition.
Yeah, and Coach McCauley told me, Nick, before the game, he thought they were trending in the right direction. They were, losing some close ones, but he felt like their improvement had been noticeable, and he was feeling good about the team.
Yeah, they're definitely holding their own so far. Obviously, it looks like the Maples have controlled in the early going, but here's a chance as they're going to throw this one in and try to get something going in the offensive zone, but the Maples say no thank you.
So that was Angelo Nuclei that had the scoring chance for Seaholm. And he has been the main offensive threat all season long for the Maples. 7 goals on the season to go along with 1 assist. And when you look at Seaholm offensively, just averaging under 2 goals per game, 13 goals total, and Angelo has 7 of the 13 goals. So really the main offensive threat for head coach Greg Perkins.
Yeah, and Coach Rodriguez, he mentioned earlier in the game beforehand, he told us that his brother actually played here a few years back as well, and he was also a great player.
Coach McCauley mentioning to us that this Bloomfield Hills squad has really struggled offensively, just a goal and a half per game. That's not going to get it done against this high-powered Seaholm offense.
Looks like we got a foul here on the play. So looks to be a free kick for the Maples.
5 minutes gone by, opening half of play. Chase Henderson, 3 goals and an assist on the season, wears one of the 3 captain's armbands for head coach Greg Perkins. Coach Manny Rodriguez patrolling the sidelines as that made its way all the way in on Ben Toby, the goalkeeper.
Yes, Manny, he patrols, he stalks the sideline, I think is one way to kind of put it. And he and Coach Perkins work well together, and they've got this team pointed in the right direction.
His opening statement to us tonight, Andy, was, "What are you guys doing here?"
Yeah, nice welcome. Really, we felt the love there, Manny. Yeah. Very nice of you. It's okay. We know deep down he loves us.
We think.
Very, very deep.
It's a possibility. He tolerates us. That's, I think, how some of the coaches look at us being here.
Drew Stites, along with Nuclei, the other 2 captains.
I mean,
on
what's
this
not
Birmingham
to love?
Seaholm
What's not
squad.
to love? I say that to my wife all the time.
And she says a lot.
Yeah, she gives me a whole list. She pulls out a ring binder.
Ushu along the defensive zone. Can't clear it out as the Seaholm Maples push it back in their own offensive zone. So a little give and take here in the early parts of this game. Looking for that one touch. There it is. Look out. A little 3-on-1 if the Maples hurry. And no surprise, Angelo Nuclei's 8th goal of the season. Coach Rodriguez predicted it prior to the start of tonight's game. He says he's going to net a couple, and he got involved early with the first goal of the game. Maples take the 1-0 lead at the 7-minute mark of the first.
Yeah, only a couple. Let's take a look at it here, guys. He's always around the ball and just has control. You could feel danger coming for Bloomfield as soon as he was in possession of it, and he just sort of settled it down, put it right on his right foot, and shot it home.
It looked like the keeper almost kind of got lost in his net a little bit there because that shot kind of hit right in the center of the net. And from point-blank range, I think you got to put yourself in a little bit better position. But nonetheless, this guy doesn't get flukes. He's got 8 of them already. So you know there's a common denominator there.
Yeah, he's a natural goal scorer indeed.
Here comes the Maples once again. Go cross-pitch with that pass. Had it broken up and intercepted. Blackhawks can't sustain the offense, however. Seaholm pushes in a little bit deeper. Crosser cleared out defensively, and it nearly makes its way to the baseball diamond. We have a throw-in coming up here for the Maples shortly.
Foul ball, if you will.
Just continue to be impressed by the athletic facilities here at Birmingham Seaholm High School. Every time we show up, there's something new and exciting to take a look at. That one makes its way into the box. Toby makes the diving stop. And we got a white ball tonight.
A little better, a little more visible, but still not day glow yellow or green. Like
Was there a different color ball at that
Yeah, it was
game
kind of
I
a
was not invited to?
It was a
earlier
silvery,
in the season?
silvery gray.
Thought I was fired.
No, don't go anywhere, Nick. We need you, bud. No, the soccer ball that night, though, was like a dirty gray. And once it got dark, it was really kind of hard to see.
Turnover here. Look out. Nice job getting back defensively
Oh.
out of the Maples. Another turnover. Blackhawks amping up the intensity, so to speak. Adewume, battle for it. Adewume goes down to a knee, 2 knees. And he's not going to win that fight for the loose ball. I'll say Seaholm ball. We talked about it the first time we saw the Seaholm team in action. The precision passing, the time of possession, that's kind of the name of their game. Quickly throwing this one in, Patrick McCarthy up ahead. Oh boy, point blank save by Toby. Save the game thus far. He is going to be busy.
Oh, yeah. See what he's made of here tonight.
Headed forward, played down off the right foot of McCarthy, played back to the goaltender Feldmeyer. Looks upfield, trying to build from the defensive zone. Centering pass.
Oh, that got through.
Through the legs of a defender. Tried to go far post and couldn't tuck it in.
Nice
Oh,
little
boy.
ball over there.
Maples, all kinds of offense here in the first 10 minutes of this game.
Yeah, living dangerously, and they were very fortunate to not be down 2-0 at this point after that last shot.
Yeah, that was a dangerous area. High percentage for the Maples for sure.
Nice job by our crew bringing you that instant replay. Another turnover. All kinds of numbers back, however, for the Blackhawks. It'll be Toby to scoop it up. See what he does with it, if he rolls it out or kicks it deep. Contrasted styles. He's going to boot it deep. Going to take that big bounce. And the result of the play will be a turnover. Possession back over to the Maples.
Sometimes you figure, rather than rolling it out and kicking it deep, sometimes you just need a break. Just kind of get
some
that ball
breathing
down
room.
further, because if you roll it, your team hasn't been able to really generate much ball possession thus far. So just get it down and kind of make the Maples come all the way back down the field and try to chew up some clock and see if your defenders can get in the way.
Linesman on that far side says Blackhawk ball. Very disciplined Seaholm team. Some really talented midfielders. They aren't afraid to get involved in the action. McCarthy goes back. Marco Rodriguez blew a tire momentarily, able to turn that one back upfield. Maples once again. Good little chip pass, looking for Brian Pohl, the midfielder.
Oh, nice little move.
Around a defender. And that ball took a little bit of a side spinning, kind of a sidewinding shot. Unable to fool Toby, who scoops it up and plays it forward. Blackhawks trying to clear.
Oh, that could be a good ball.
That's a terrific through ball.
Oh, lost its footing.
Went down to the field turf.
And it can be slippery. Those little rubber pellets they put in there to cushion the surfaces, it can be a little bit slick. Trying
That
to
play
cut
will
on.
be offside.
Oh, it was close there. I've seen the most life out of this Bloomfield Hills team thus far. Here in this last minute or so. And here they get another turnover here.
Yeah, this field turf with the rubber pellets.
Crushed up tires, right?
So they say. So they say.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but the the home of the Indianapolis Colts, they went to a different type of fill, and that's coconut husk and cork
Really?
rather than rubber.
Is that new this year?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Try to keep their quarterback upright.
There has been more injuries in the NFL to the legs since majority of the teams have gone to the field turf.
And I'm sure the same goes for soccer as well.
Well, soccer pretty much refuses to play on artificial turf.
Yep.
You know, it's interesting. I think most NFL players agree that they'd rather play on natural grass,
Oh, yeah.
right? But I've got a family member who's 14 who plays football, and he likes playing on artificial turf. Now, I don't know if it's just to say he's playing on artificial turf.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's not many fields up in the North Country where he's at in Escoda
North
that have
Country.
them. But,
Yeah.
you know, he thinks it's cool, I suppose. But he says it's not that much harder, at least when you get tackled on it.
Right, it's those non-contact injuries when you try to plant your foot doesn't plant
Yeah.
right, and that's how you get those torn Achilles, torn ACLs, and
And
really
you definitely
chews
get
up.
more rug burns.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, those elbows and knees can really take a beating on this stuff.
And I heard after the Friday night NFL game that the football players did not enjoy playing on
yeah.
that soccer field in Brazil.
Oh, that was a disaster, wasn't it? They were slipping and sliding all over down there. And didn't they have that problem when they tried to play in Mexico City a year or two ago? They canceled the game, I think. It was supposed to be a Raider game, and I don't think they even held it. They ended up moving it back to the States somewhere. So why would it be so tough? I don't know. They have professional groundskeepers all over the world, right?
Well, I think a soccer pitch is cut a little bit shorter than an NFL football field. They also typically water it prior to the start of games. I know that.
Oh, apparently. A little too much, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
No injuries to report out here, though.
No,
We're in the
we're
clear.
clean so far.
We're in the clear. Knock on some wood, folks.
15 minutes gone by. Maples in front, 1-0. Continuing coverage here on BACB Sports. So glad you decided to tune us in. A little bit of a special broadcast tonight. We don't often get to see teams besides our Maples and Falcons. So always nice to see the Blackhawks right down the street.
They're neighbors, right? Closer to the studio, as a matter of fact.
Stako able to toss it in. Adewumi ran out of real estate. Ball comes all the way Feldmeyer. See if the Maples can build up once again. Chase Henderson has it right around midfield. Looking for that through ball headed over.
Oh,
Nikolai
hold on.
spins around the defender. Nikolai, oh, what a touch there. And just sent him
Is that
wide.
offside? Because that ball's in the net. I think they call it offside.
It missed the net. It was just wide, but you are right.
No, he
Linesman
pulled
on the
it out of
far
the net.
side.
No, I think it went in.
It went in.
Did it?
It did
Yeah.
bounce in.
But I
believe it or
think
not,
it was
but
offside.
Blown dead. Let's take a
Let's
look
take a
here.
gander.
'Cause there
Look
was a
at
lot
this.
going on here. Good old Angelo on it again.
Oh, trying to settle a score here.
Did it bounce in?
Yeah, post.
It hit
This will be the
inside of
view.
post and then kind of
This will be
rolled
the look.
across.
Yep. Dink.
Still
I
stopped
guess
it.
we'll never know. That one's taken to the grave with us.
Take our word for it, folks,
yeah.
but it still didn't count.
We're
so.
trustworthy.
So this
Maybe we'll
time
get
it
to
will-
see him do another one.
We'll stay with the Maples. Terrific job by our live truck there, making sure that replay didn't run it long enough to see whether or not that ball went in. Make me into a liar.
Yeah, right.
Somebody's on
right.
the far
Oh,
side here.
that was a big save.
Oh, through
And
the
a field goal,
uprights.
Jake Bates.
Ben Toby, he has been busy. He get himself a goal kick here. Maples have certainly tilted the field to their offensive end. Blackhawks looking for sustained offensive pressure. Haven't seen enough of it. Nick, you mentioned 3 straight 2-1 losses at home to Clarkston and Birmingham Groves and on the road against Lake Orion.
Indeed, and that one was via PK. So it was essentially a 1-1 game and got decided on PKs. Oh, great ball.
Popping out, Feldmeyer makes the catch. This is a crossover contest. Bloomfield Hills playing out of the OAA White. 3-0-3 in league play a season ago, 12-5-3 overall. That 3-0-3 record was good enough for a league title.
We saw a great scoring chance there on a cross ball, believed by Nuclei there. Threw that one across, and it just chipped wide, and it was almost a 2-0 game.
Yeah, let's take another look at it. Just sort of skittered across and harmlessly to the left of the goal, and the pass there before that really set that opportunity up nicely.
Yeah, Kiefer Horniak almost chipped that one in.
Oh,
With the bodies hit
my.
the floor.
That's some full body contact there. Nuclei went down pretty hard. He's not a very big guy. He's just got all the moves in the world.
He's back up on his feet, no worse for wear. And that's one thing we noticed as well in that game against Groves. Seaholm was a bit of the aggressor on that night, playing a much more physical style of soccer. Haven't quite seen that here this evening. One touch, ball spins onto the foot of the Blackhawk, played it forward, looking for Adewume. Adewume kind of the focal point right now of this Blackhawks offense. He has it now. Will give and go. Down the right sidelines. Able to keep the ball in bounds. And there's a physical play. Linesman says Blackhawk ball.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Play on. Come on, let's go, boys.
Pretty
He
much a
went
full
down
body
hard
check.
himself. Let's take a look at that play.
Well, shoulder to
He had
shoulder.
speed. That was
Boom.
wow.
Yeah.
He was holding his wrist as soon as he came up.
He's got it taped up.
Yeah.
He's coming off. They might. He might have jammed it a little bit.
Liam Kerr with the body check. So this West Bloomfield team lost to Bloomfield Hills 2-0 in the district title game, and then Bloomfield Hills lost to Brighton 2-0 in the regional title. So Blackhawks making it all the way to the regional title game a season ago, and clearly they've lost quite a bit of upperclassmen to graduation from that year's squad.
Yeah, they're very young. That'll serve them well down the road, but it could be some growing pains this year for them.
These two teams haven't squared off against one another since 2022. Seaholm 2-0 victor, and they also played to a 1-1 draw. Did not face off against one another last season. Nice to see these two teams hook up here tonight.
And they have a nice turnout, too. Their fans came out to support in pretty good-sized numbers. Well, they had a student section going up against the fence, and I don't know what they've dissipated at this point. So.
Corner kick right in on Brody Feldmeyer. Forrest didn't come out numbers.
No, the Forest is not well represented tonight. Well, it's so nice out. I mean, everybody's probably
They're gearing up
At the
perhaps for
beach.
tomorrow night, right?
maybe that's it. They're gonna
Saving their voices for the football game.
could be these same two schools be hooking up in a football clash tomorrow night on this very field.
And the two of you will have full coverage of that right here on BACB Sports. Plenty of fall action all season long. We got a volleyball contest still to go. We got a swim meet. We got the big rivalry football game between the Falcons and the Maples in Week 9.
Oh, is that a rivalry?
That's a perfect spot for that game, too, isn't it?
End of the year?
You know what they say. It's a rivalry game. Anything can happen.
Yeah, throw out the record books.
I say it every time. That's
true.
my catchphrase.
Well, it's certainly better playing each other the last game of the year instead of the first game of the year.
Some would call it the modern-day Michigan-Ohio State, if you will.
It's the high school version of the
game. Yeah, they call it the Clash.
The littler game.
Yeah.
The Clash, the Birmingham
We'll
Brawl.
see Barry Sanders' son out there.
Barry
right?
Sanders is going to probably be in the house. They say he comes in kind of
nonchalant.
low profile.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah, it's not about him.
Yep,
He wants
yep.
to put the spotlight on his son, and that's admirable. Sure, his son appreciates that. Whoa!
Noah Sanders.
Noah's the
Noah.
man. Yeah.
Barry Jr.
Birmingham Groves product. 16 minutes left to go. First half of play. Let's take another look at this near scoring chance.
It just feels like this game should be more than 1-0 at this point, but let's give Bloomfield Hills a little credit. They've dodged a number of opportunities.
That was Ronan McLaughlin that had that scoring chance. Ben Tobey had to go down to the field turf to make the save. He kind of popped up and he had his hands out to his side like,
Yeah, you guys going to
defense,
help me out?
Let's
Yeah.
do a little something here. A little miscommunication there on the through ball. Charles Glazier wanted his teammate to zig when he zagged. Constant harassment by these forwards for the Maples, not making it easy right now for the Blackhawks to even exit their zone. We'll have a throw-in on that far side. It's going to belong to Cameron Harris, the junior. And right off the bat, another turnover. Looking upfield, Liam Kerr comes to the near side. Glazier had it taken off his foot. Coach Doogie right there.
Yeah, Coach Doogie was great. I mean, he was just sort of a salty Scottish gentleman who grew up on a pitch, I feel, and has the game in his blood.
That one shot high.
Oh, we got an injury down there. Looks like a high ankle. That is
Number 8, Thomas Bouchou.
yeah, looks like might have a little shoe issue himself.
So we're going to have a couple subs. McDermott into the game along with Walsh for the Blackhawks.
The injured Bushu staying out there.
Monticelli comes off along with Harris for the Blackhawks. I think Seaholm rushed a couple players on as well. It's going to be important to keep the players fresh tonight. Talked about the temperatures, upper 70s, low 80s at kickoff.
Yeah, that's true, and I mentioned that to Coach Perkins, how they were planning to offset that. He said, we should be fine. We've been practicing in this. It's been warm for the last couple of weeks, so it sounded like it just got hot today, I suppose. But still in all, we would assume that much Gatorade has been consumed prior to this game. So
Luke Linovitz getting ready to check in for Seaholm, standing at the scorer's table. Seaholm coming off that 2-0 home victory over Ann Arbor Pioneer in their last game. Haven't been able to rack up victories in bunches. In fact, they haven't won 2 games in a row all season. Opportunity, obviously, to do that here tonight if they're able to pick up the W over the Blackhawks. And that's it, right? As the season kind of wears on and grinds on, it's picking up multiple wins in a row, stringing them together, carrying momentum from game to game. That's when you get kind of that dangerous look in your eyes. You kind of gear up for playoff time where it's win or go home.
Yeah, and it can go the other way too. You get into those funks where you just can't seem to break out of it, and you're in a rut. You can't seem to score a goal to save your soul, and it could be contagious that way too. So the ever-present challenge is to keep the optimism flowing, the positivity and good vibes going with your team. It's the ever-elusive quality, isn't it?
It's a brotherhood.
It is.
And they say you're just hanging out with the boys out there. That's what it's about. These are memories that you're going to have for a lifetime, and it goes by so fast. So
well, they
enjoy
grow up
every
so
moment.
fast.
Well, yeah, no kidding. And the
true.
season goes by, and before you know it, you're a senior and you're graduated. And you can always go back to these memories, hanging out with the team, hanging out with the boys, hanging out with the gals, and just letting it eat, so to speak. And eat they shall.
Bloomfield Hills needing some instant offense. Look at the speed burst down this near sideline.
Oh, hold on.
Collage. Little breakdown. Collage. Oh!
What a
right
save,
into the
dang.
midsection. Feldmeyer now bowls it forward. Calm, cool,
Wow.
collected save there.
Ooh, that was almost a disastrous play by the keeper there. Worked out, and we'll see it again. Look at this. He takes his time, cuts back, never looked up, though. So you can see his head was down the whole way. Just wanted to make sure he was able to secure a shot.
Yeah,
The
but
shot
had he
went
looked
right
up
at
even for
him.
a split
You
second,
would have
he
seen the
might
whole
have-
right side
yeah,
wide
he would
open.
have gone right.
No doubt about
you're
it.
exactly right on that,
Yeah.
Nick. It was
He put it-
one he'd rather have back now.
He saw the neon yellow and said, I'm going to shoot it right there. Oh, that looked like a non-football or a non-contact injury there.
Feldmeyer out again. Sprawls down to make the save. So Feldmeyer, he's not afraid to leave the net. And he's directing traffic.
Yeah, they couldn't get anything on this shot. It was the problem there. They had a nice opportunity again, and the Bloomfield team's been coming on strong here, but
Yeah.
nice save. Really
Dylan
big save.
Sosa Sanchez.
Oh, here we go.
The opportunity. And this play onside. Oh, big save. Rebound over top the net. Oh, boy.
Wow. Ooh-wee.
Blackhawks urging the linesman for an offside call. We saw it in that Groves game where all
Yeah.
the defenders kind of stopped playing because they thought the play was offside. And we'll get another look at it here. And no surprise, Nikolai again, the scoring chance, got his own rebound and skied it over top the net.
Ooh.
Not sure what the defender was going to do there. Looked like he put his arms up to grab
Yeah.
it, so that would have been a PK, and, we know what would have happened there.
Well,
Would have taken his chances, I guess.
yeah, you prevent the automatic
Yeah.
goal, right?
Right.
Give yourself at least maybe a 50-50 shot on the PK.
Yeah, the kick is good.
Up onto the grassy knoll here at Seaholm High School.
Oh.
Yeah, that kid in the green behind the net, he's seen a lot of action
Yeah,
tonight.
hopefully he's
coming
wearing
through.
an Apple Watch. He can keep
What a-
track of his workout.
Yeah, he'll get lower premiums on his health
Yeah,
insurance.
right.
Well, he keeps climbing all the way to the top of the hill,
Yeah,
too.
he
You know,
knows.
it's kind of a...
His personal trainer told him to do it that way.
Well, now he is going to finally go back and take a seat, I think.
There he is.
Good.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to take a break.
Oh, yeah, he's breathing heavy.
He's feeling the burn in his hamstrings.
Yeah.
He's telling his buddy there.
He'll be the one who'll be cramping up. The players
Yeah.
will be fine.
Yeah, somebody needs to pass him the pickle juice.
Some mustard.
Oh, disgusting.
Oh, no. Yeah, right. I still want to see some medical evidence there.
I don't think that I do. I'll just take your word for it and hope to never hear about it again. There's a turnover.
And stepping up to make the play defensively, Seaholm kind of always has that last line of defense. Boy, look at that speed
Look at
burst.
the wheels, yeah.
Nikolai again on that far
Makes
side.
a man
Individual
miss.
effort around the defender. Tiptoes the end line. Gets his own rebound. Player sprawled everywhere. And finally brought out by the Blackhawks. Whoa, boy.
They really withheld disaster there for as long as they possibly could.
Crisis averted momentarily.
Thomas Bouchou coming back in. His ankle must be feeling a little bit better. Checks back into the game.
There's a look at Bouchou. Here's Nikolai again. Had a player in the form of Ronan McLaughlin on the doorstep.
So how about that? Thomas Bouchou checks in for Quentin Bouchou. So little brother action happening there. Thomas the senior, Quentin the sophomore. So
This Bloomfield team does have some speed. Ian Kim into the game. Where's two and white? He's calling for it.
yeah, that had to be a hand pass all day.
Sure
Looked like he
was.
grabbed
Handball,
it.
yep.
Yeah. Handball, hand pass. I'm all out of whack. I got my sports mixed up. Hand pass. 5-minute penalty. 15 yards, first down. See? Sports.
And here I was going to bring up a hockey reference earlier, and I went, no, I'm
Can't
going
do
to
it.
cross do these sports.
Can't do it. Not
I get in all
allowed.
kinds of trouble for doing that. Compared
Well,
to
in my
stuff.
defense, it wasn't on purpose.
Okay.
It wasn't on purpose.
Oh. .529 and counting, and these teams have. You'd have to say Seaholm's been the aggressor, but you know the scoreboard doesn't really speak to them having as many opportunities as they have.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see a time of possession stat. I don't think it's kept, but it would be very interesting. I'd probably put it at close to 80%
Yeah.
for the Seaholm Maples, and they've made a lot of crafty moves, some good passing, making guys miss. But in the latter, probably 6 minutes or so, West Bloomfield has turned it up quite a bit.
See if our BACB Sports statistician can perhaps come up with that figure for us at halftime.
Yeah, I think they can. The guys in the truck, they probably need something to do.
If you're Bloomfield, you head into this halftime break probably thinking you're lucky stars that you're only down 1-0.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this thing should be much farther apart at the moment. But, hey, you still got to close the deal, and Seaholm hasn't really done that yet. So it does make you wonder how that plays out in the second half once tired legs start coming into play.
Getting here into the latter moments of the first half, and we've kind of a slow start here in this one. Just kind of a feeling out process still. Not really. Obviously, we were impressed with Nikolai. He's definitely got the Jets and the goal, the only goal in this one. But I'm, waiting to see more of the physicality and really some dominance, really, and turn it up. Let's see something. Come on.
Let's go.
Nikolai coming off the field now. I'm going to get a brief break. Probably will take it right into halftime.
Extended
Yeah,
halftime.
I would say that was the timing of him coming off for sure.
As Alex Martins comes off as well, and he and Nikolai both go right to the Gatorade jug. Hydration so key here tonight.
Well, speaking of cramps, I can assure you that the Cleveland Clinic website says nothing about pickle juice and mustard.
All right.
They're going straight Gatorade or other electrolyte replacing fluids, and then cold compresses to the area. Carbs, even bananas can help. So I don't know, but there may be some unauthorized remedies.
I bet AI could come up with something.
AI
for
would
you.
have all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
High water and high sodium content in
So-
pickle juice.
A couple teaspoonfuls of salt or something. That sounds awful. But I
Just
think
go over to the
they'll-
Atlantic and take a scoop.
or just take a drink of salt water out of the ocean because there's plenty of them around. But
Yeah. The Great Ocean Lakes.
I think Gatorade has a ton of sodium in it, doesn't it? If
Does
I'm not
now,
mistaken. So does that Coke and Pepsi. And
it's only
all
2% of my daily value here.
Okay.
Well, if I'm not
So we're
mistaken, a lot of hockey players drink Coke.
That they do.
Drink soda pop.
Soda beverage.
Yeah, there's a lot of us athletes love some soda. It's a habit I should quit. But
Well, I was reading an article the other day about the 2 foods that you should absolutely never really consume again if you really want to live a healthy
let's
life.
see. Can I guess them?
Sure, we just mentioned one, but
Soda,
soda's one.
alcohol.
No, it didn't say anything. Believe it or not, I think at least there's some nutrition. Well, we won't go there, but the thing that killed it was donuts.
Really?
They said donuts are a complete zero, and they've just filled with trans
Just
fat.
like their
and
shape, zero.
No redeeming value whatsoever, nutritionally speaking. And soda pop's the other. Yeah, Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew's the worst. I love it, by the way, but that's not an authorization of that. I'm not okay. So moderate, kids.
Adewume. Little back touch off the heel. Simon Dixon, one of the captains.
Final minute here in the opening half as well. So Bloomfield Hill's going to try to get a late charge here, and they might. They do!
Wow.
That was Sosa Sanchez, the junior, ties things up 48 seconds away from the halftime break, and that is a huge goal for Bloomfield Hills.
How about that? That could really swing the momentum in this contest here going into the half. A half that Seaholm really has to feel pretty good about, and it just kind of crumbles down in the last minute. Just one little broken play, and Sosa Sanchez cuts right through the middle and just puts it right in that right in the middle of the net, really. And now, hold the phone, folks. The Blackhawks are cooking.
Yeah, and you could feel it coming. I mean, I think these last 5 minutes or so, Bloomfield Hills had more than one of those opportunities just were not able to capitalize on, and it was only a matter of time. So, yeah, we're all tied up heading into halftime.
Seaholm has to feel like they really need to turn it up in the second half. A game they feel like they could probably have scored at least 3 times.
Yeah, this is going to feel like an absolute win here for the Blackhawks in this first half. Not only did you only give up 1 goal after Seaholm pretty much had the ball the entire half, but you also are able to net the equalizer. But look out. Oh, boy. And the buzzer will sound. 1 half in the books, tied at a goal apiece. Angela Nuclei opened up the scoring for the Seaholm Maples 7 minutes into this ball game. They led it 1-0, but it was the goal by Dylan Sosa Sanchez with less than a minute to go before the break, and it has given the Blackhawks the 1-1 tie as we head into halftime. Gentlemen, Nick, we'll start with you. Your thoughts?
Well, like I just touched on a little bit, I feel like Seaholm was really in control of that half for about, the first 28 or so minutes. And then kind of Bloomfield Hills started to feel themselves a little bit, started to generate some offense. But then we really saw just the goaltending at one end by Toby for the Blackhawks. He kept them in it. There was a lot of really good point-blank opportunities for the Maples that they couldn't convert on. And then the goal there at the end really turned this game around. And this really might have sparked Bloomfield Hills to get a quick one here early on in the second half and just kind of hold off and see if you can fend off for a victory.
Andy, we will get your thoughts as we head into the second half of play. That'll be next after this brief timeout here on BACB Sports.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Maple Field here in beautiful Birmingham, Michigan. Brad Fetters alongside Nick Buckler and Andy Aubrey as we get a look back at some of the first half highlights. And Andy, it really got going early for the Seaholm Maples, and we thought, boy, oh boy, they might actually run away with this game.
Yeah, exactly, Brad. And I think if that illustrates anything, it is that you got to take advantage of your opportunities when they present themselves. Because aside from this, which was their one and only goal by Angelo, our friend Nuclei, he is the best player on the pitch by far in my mind, and he missed a couple. Now, that was an offside play there. And, it's a game of inches sometimes, too. But a lot of physical play here and there. But Seaholm just couldn't connect. Right there is a good example of a goal that they needed. That would have sort of widened it out to a 2-0, given them some breathing room. Instead, it stayed tight at 1-0 and ends up still 1-1 after Bloomfield scored late. There was a ball that was called off.
Go in.
But no goal there. So, you need to take advantage of those opportunities. Seaholm did not do it, and suddenly they look up and they're in a tie game when they really did dominate that first half.
We did get the folks in the truck. They came out with some time of possession stats for us, and it looked like Seaholm had the ball for about 27 minutes, 42 seconds. So that was a really impressive time that those guys came up with for us, always working hard back there. They
give or take a half a second.
Give or take probably 5 minutes, but
No, that's
Dylan Sosa Sanchez goal.
Yeah, he scored late within that last minute of play of that first half, and that had to give the Bloomfield team a boost heading into the halftime discussions. So we're ready to go, guys. This should be pretty intense stuff for the next 40 minutes.
And I don't think it's much of an exaggeration to say this game could easily be 4 or 5 to 1.
That's
100%.
right.
In the way of the Seaholm Maples. The numerous scoring chances that they have had this evening have found the back of the net, obviously. Once 1-1's our score, and we are now back to live action here in the second half of play. Seaholm using all of their time at the halftime break to talk things over. They went into the new athletic facility, new locker rooms there, and it took them a while to come out. So obviously Coach Greg Perkins and Manny Rodriguez peeling the paint, so to speak, probably in that halftime break.
Yeah, a couple bricks actually came loose on the new construction of the building. And we're going to see if that translates into a couple more goals for the Maples.
Yeah, we're going to see, too, though, if that goal at the end from Bloomfield Hills really sparked this team and really shifted the momentum. Right now they're going to be starting up play here and see if they can go in and generate some more offensive opportunity.
And one thing about Bloomfield Hills, they play all these close games, so they're pretty time-tested in that regard, that they're, you would think, have some experience in the tight games that may pay off well for them here in the second half.
Yeah, they've had some lopsided losses this season. West Bloomfield, they lost that game 6-1. They lost 7-0 to Rochester. So, you lose big, you lose small, you win small, you win big, right? Kind of the tale of a good team and kind of sort of the leaps and bounds they make perhaps in a season over the course of a couple years. But Blackhawks just need to find a way to stay in this game and limit the Maples scoring chances.
Yeah, you almost got to weather the storm, try to take away the threats, and if you can eliminate Nikolai from this contest and just kind of shadow him, maybe bring an extra defender in there, just a little bit of help, and see if you can make someone else beat you, I'm sure they would take that because he's going to be a problem this entire second half as he was in that first.
You have to think the first 10 or so minutes of this second half will tell us everything. You have to imagine the Maples are coming out of this halftime with their hair on fire, and we'll see if the Blackhawks are able to withstand the heat.
If you can't take the heat,
get out of the kitchen.
That's right.
Don't burn your hair. Ugh, that's a mess. Have you ever smelled burning hair? Yikes.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, back to live action. I see. It was just a
figure of
just
speech.
A saying.
Yeah.
I get it now. Okay. Wouldn't actually have your hair on fire. I mean, my gosh.
Bouchou boots it deep. Sosa Sanchez, the nearest Blackhawk to the ball. All of a sudden, a little 3-on-2.
Hold on.
Sosa Sanchez tries to work his way around a defender and coming in to provide a little bit of help in clearing that ball out. Terrific heads-up play defensively by Marco Rodriguez.
Yeah, he just made that one extra move, and it might have cost him a scoring opportunity there. You got to shoot early, shoot often, and you try to make the extra move, as they would say, try to get a little too cute with it.
Yeah, it's like a running back. You got to hit that hole when you see it, right? And any amount of hesitation. And that's exactly what happened there. Just that extra split second allowed the defense to catch up.
Drew Stites tried to use the free hand to create a little bit of separation, and the foul call is going to go against the Blackhawks.
Tough beat.
So a free kick, going to put the ball in play. Marco Rodriguez. That was a bend it like back up.
Yeah.
The ball only went 10 yards.
Bend it like Rodriguez.
And about 20 yards of bend on it.
It's like my driver.
You hit that big of a hook?
Wish. It's the other way.
Oh.
Slice.
The old slice of Rooney.
Slicey-potamus. Maybe someone will slice one into the top corner here and break this 1-1 draw.
Ooh. Upper 90.
Yep.
Header instead. Didn't need to use the foot.
They can barely buy a goal, these Seaholm Maples.
The prices have increased with inflation these days.
Danced around it. Yeah, it seems that way.
So in hockey, you often talk about gripping the stick too tight when the puck's not finding the back. What do you say about when it comes to soccer?
Shoelaces are tied too tight. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
you just
so.
maybe flexed your foot a little too hard. It wasn't relaxed. Hit that one off the toe. I don't know. Heel, Achilles, laces.
So this is that kind of build-up offense that we saw by the Maples against the Falcons. Too much mustard on that pass.
Needed some ketchup.
And out of bounds. Possession over to the Blackhawks. 5.5 minutes gone by. Second half of play. Tied up at a goal apiece. The longer this game stays tied, the longer it feels good if you're a Blackhawk fan. This would be a huge tie for the Blackhawks, especially on the road, if they're able to hold on to this game where it stands right now. Looking ahead on their schedule, they got a couple home games coming up. It's Royal Oak and Rochester Adams. But here comes a free kick. Nikolai's going to take it. Blackhawks trying to make sure everyone's in the right spot. Nikolai bends it into the box. Loose ball kicked way out of bounds. Blackhawks taking no chances there.
Oh, over the fence. Over the fence.
That ball boy's going to have to go and get it.
Well, the other ball boy has a few friends over on the hill now. He's hanging out, telling them
he's
all about that action from the first half that he had. You'll never believe it.
Accumulated friends. Corner kick. And what a set piece that was.
Wow.
A perfectly placed corner and headed into the back of the net to give the Maples the 2-1 lead. It looks like Caden Cotilla, perhaps, they got the header. Caden Cotilla's first goal of the season. We'll get another look at it. Maples bring everybody up, and the defender, Cotilla, with the header and the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, he just came out of nowhere. I mean, good placement, right side of that net, and a nice little bend to that corner kick too to set that up. So that's the one that Seaholm needed to capitalize on, and here they come again.
When your forwards and midfielders can't score, you bring up your defenders. And you get a defenseman goal.
Oh my, what a
Three
contact.
players came together, and only one hit the field turf. That was the Blackhawk.
Yeah, they called a foul there. That ball's going back the other way.
Let's see it here.
Look.
This looks
That's in hockey they call that interference, setting a pick. In basketball,
I think we should try and find a reference to every single sport tonight. That would really be the move, And we could talk ping pong, anything goes back and forth.
we are pretty well versed in just about anything you can
Tennis,
think of.
that's true. We've done water polo. I mean, think about it.
Yep. That contact would that might get you a black belt.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you like that?
You
one,
went off the
don't
grid there.
You like that?
Okay.
That's how I roll.
All right.
We're going to get ourselves a yellow card.
Oh.
And the Maple will be sent off via that yellow card. It looks like Chase Henderson, senior captain. And replacing him on the pitch will be Leo Bellini.
Have you ever seen a red card in a game?
Not at the high school level.
I don't think so.
I think it would take some serious infraction
Yeah, it must.
for that to get called, like a blatant scoring chance or an injury, intent to injure, something like that. Or maybe derogatory language, something that's just not good for the game.
2 yellows equals a red.
That is also true. And then you got to play one man down for the rest of the contest.
Chase Henderson going to have to be on his best behavior going forward.
Perhaps while he's taking a seat. Probably for a few moments here.
Yeah,
catch his breath.
He's forced out via the yellow card. He has to come off the pitch. 2-1 now, Maples. Goals in the 7th minute of the first half and in the 7th minute of the second half. Change in direction there. Good no-look pass.
Imagine if the next goal comes in the 39th minute of the second half by Bloomfield Hills.
By Bloomfield Hills.
Yeah, right.
That would really be something, yeah.
Battle for that loose ball controlled by the Maples. Look out. Nikolai walks it in, ran out of real estate, got cut off well by the defender. Nice job getting back by the Blackhawks.
I think it's going to be a corner, though.
Yeah, and these have been good set pieces this evening for Seaholm. They scored on their last corner. This one will come from the near side. And we're going to have to position ourselves here in the press box to get a good look at that far side. That one kind of low line driver. Whoa,
what
boy.
a save by Toby's all over it.
Toby laid his body across the goal line to make the save.
Wow.
Yeah, that was hold your breath time for the Blackhawks. It was no sure thing that was going to stay out of the net.
I remember that save.
Another opportunity here for the Maples. Slamming on the brakes, taken off of his foot. We'll get another look here on this corner. The initial kick was made by Gavin McLaughlin right there, and it was number 4, Drew Stites, that had the scoring chance. So 2 really good looks off the corner for the Maples.
Another opportunity there going into the box. And the Maples will continue to control.
Wholesale changes getting ready to come in for the Blackhawks. McDermott, Adewume, and Quinton Bouchou coming in. There is a look at Quinton Bouchou. Collage, Monticelli, and Ian Kim were replaced on the pitch. So they will take a much-needed break. Anthony Monticelli having a long chat with his head coach, Doogie McCullough. Long throw in by the Maples. Headed straight up into the air, now momentarily cleared out by the Blackhawks. It kind of squirted off the side of the foot.
Yeah, he sort of swung and missed on getting that out.
Dylan Sosa Sanchez around the defender, tried to yo-yo the ball, couldn't keep it on his foot. And we'll have a throw-in coming up for the Blackhawks. Nope, going to be a free kick instead. Change in direction by Walsh. Blackhawks going the wrong way, and they're going to defer back to Toby now.
Almost turned that one over, and then essentially did.
Toby puts the right foot into it, boots it downfield. Blackhawks cycle it in deep. It's going to be a foot race for it. A little miscommunication. Feldmeyer came far out of his net. Kicked it forward. Just kind of a little bit of keep away right now. Back and forth. Neither team able to sustain anything offensively. Now we'll get a whistle. And it's going to go back to the Blackhawks. 27:08 left to go in the second half of play. Brad Fetters with Nick Buckler and Andy Aubrey. Three-man booth here tonight, gentlemen.
Big game. That's how you know.
Yeah, now it's working
That's how
out.
you know.
Pulling out all the stops this evening. Scoring chance. Oh, boy, putting on the brakes. Had the defender on the ground. That's what you call a little shake and bake move.
And then a full body contact. He initiated. Oh, and then a big cleanup hit by number 4. That's going to have to be on Seaholm, you'd think. It looked like Nikolai initiated early contact and then went to the ground, and then number 4 on Seaholm came in and decided to try to finish things off himself. We'll see if he gets a card here. He's having a long conversation with the official.
Oh,
No, play on.
this was the primo opportunity for the Maples.
Good
A
save,
lot
yeah.
of wide open net there. You just couldn't find it. So we remained 2-1. 26 minutes even and counting, and still.
Oh, what a free kick.
Oh, man. Wow.
Leo Bellini's going to get the assist. And it's all because of Bellini that Patrick McCarthy's able to net this one. Get another look at it. Look at this free kick by Leo Bellini.
That
And
thing
the header.
bent. It probably moved about 8 to 10 feet in the air, probably maybe more than that. He just came in unchecked, flying through the air. And that was a thing of beauty.
You don't get much better than that. Goals 7 minutes apart. By Caden Cotilla off the header and Patrick McCarthy. That's McCarthy's first goal of the season. Bellini's second assist of the season. So you get the goal on the corner kick, you get the goal off the free kick, and just like that, the things that weren't going right for the Maples in the first half have certainly gone their way here in the second. They lead at 3-1, 25-25 left to go in regulation. Foot on the gas pedal. That pedal firmly down on the metal right now for the Maples as they look to push their 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of the opportunities that they were presented with in the first half, but were not able to capitalize on. And this is a different story, second half, and we may be seeing a little bit more jump in the step of these Maples. Looks like the Blackhawks been chasing a little bit here in the last couple minutes, especially giving up that last goal. They were trailing, so
Let our viewers know. Steve Rhoda directing tonight's production. Lily, Jason, and Lee in the live truck. We got Ken Bean in the live truck working on the audio. We got Jalen and Damon up on the cameras, along with Mike Kottmeyer.
is Bradley working with us?
Bradley's working as well.
Yeah.
Can't forget about him. I think we got everybody.
Am I missing
Somebody
anybody?
will let me know if I didn't get everybody.
Guess you got them all. Brad, you're the pro, Brad. I mean, it's what you do. Brad Fetters, everybody, if you need him.
Brody Feldmeyer coming out. He takes some chances. I think they're calculated risks.
Well, he hasn't ranged out as far yet here in this second half. He might have gotten spoken to about that at halftime, but he was really coming out pretty far in that first half a couple times. Didn't cost the Maples, but
Could have easily.
it was right. It could have.
Just under 23 minutes left to go in regulation. We talked about Bloomfield Hills' upcoming schedule. If you're a fan of the Seaholm Maples, you got another opportunity coming up in a couple days to see them take on West Bloomfield before they return on the road to take on Clarkston. Home contests with Oxford, Stony Creek, Detroit Country Day, and Rochester Adams loom throughout September, so plenty of opportunities to see your Seaholm Maples all season long. That is quite the home schedule coming up. Boy, oh boy. 6 of their next 7 will be played at home.
Hopefully they can muster up some home cooking and put a couple in the win column.
We talked about that this Maple team is yet to really kind of go on a long run of sustained success. They're playing out of that ultra-competitive OAA Red, so it's going to be difficult to really contend in that conference's top league. Boy, oh boy, talk about an opportunity here in front of your home fans. Mentioned that this is a crossover game. Bloomfield playing out of the white, Maples playing out of the red.
Substitution here is Alexander Bovdur checking into the game.
Ooh.
That's been the save of the game for Feldmeyer. Absorbs that shot and those big goalie mitts.
Yeah, this is one of the true meaningful opportunities Bloomfield Hills has had in the second half.
Comes the Maples once again. Look out. Look at that kick. Whoa! Checks up like one of Andy's wedge shots.
Yeah, that was like my sand wedge just from about 40 and just pull it back.
Had all kinds of English on it.
You hit your sandwich about 40 yards?
I do,
Yeah,
and that's a full swing, so you can
okay.
tell how many strokes it must take me to get through a round of golf. It's a lot.
It's like there's a
Uh-oh.
little banged up player here, or maybe it looked like he might have just lost his shoe, potentially.
Let's see if we can figure that one out. Ooh, he does
Slide
sort
tackle.
of. Yeah, he kind of felt awkwardly.
Yeah.
Laid there for a second, make sure all of his limbs were still attached, and bounced back up again.
Play on.
Nuclei again. Seemingly everywhere all the time is that young man. 8 goals now on the season for the senior. And you happen to like his banner picture.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to him about that. He's got an interesting picture down there on the fence with the rest of the team, and everybody's making a goofy face, or some just stand there, some don't smile at all. He's got his fingers in his ears.
Oh, there's another goal as the Maples have begun to pour it on now. Chase Henderson, 4th goal of the year. 3 goals here by the Maples in the second half.
Well, just over halfway past the second half, and things are really going Seaholm's way all of a sudden. We'll see it here. Just numbers and an open net, and suddenly we're at 4-1.
Still got a lot of time left here. They could either pour it on a little more or try not to get too lax and let Bloomfield have an opportunity.
Yeah, they've definitely they've turned up the intensity. These Maples.
And the 4 goals here tonight match their season high. So maybe it's something to do with us.
Yeah, I will take the
BACB
credit.
shows up and the
Yeah.
Maples score 4 goals.
We can take a bow. I think there's something to it.
So last time they scored 4 was in that 4-1 victory here at home over their rivals from Birmingham Groves.
I think we should go remind Greg and Manny of that. And say, hey. What about us up here?
What about us?
What about us? We're not chopped liver. We're giving you guys
Prime
your
rib.
mojo.
Yeah.
Just 9 goals in the 6 games we haven't covered, 8 goals in the 2 games we have covered. I'm not saying, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
coincidence? I think not.
You can't change science, and that's
No,
happens
those
to
are
be
facts.
Science. Yeah.
That's a factual thing, you know.
When the lights shine bright.
Well, maybe that's
So
what
does
it is.
Seaholm, yeah.
This team,
Yeah.
you know, they perform well, you know, when they're getting all this exposure. So
Our live truck pulls in, and lights turn on.
Yep.
yeah, I think so.
Or it's Andy Aubrey.
Well, you know, I wasn't gonna go there.
It wasn't that long ago that these stands were full of students and fans chanting your name
I
as that
remember.
clanks off the post and goes in. Boy, all the breaks going
Wow.
the Maples' way now. Oh, there's the celebration,
That's
Andy.
it.
There's the fingers in the air. Yeah.
I don't know what's
And the
going on
handshake
there. I need
and-
to find out something. I want to start doing that when
Yeah.
I'm broadcasting.
Yeah, when you
Stick
get a
my
big,
fingers
when
in
you
my
say
ear.
something good, it's equivalent to a goal up here in the broadcast booth. You
Something.
can, maybe he's drowning out the haters. You know, he can't hear you that way. He's in his own world.
That's possibly
See?
it. I
That could
think
be
that's
it.
what
That's
kind of
gotta
came
be
to
it,
mind
you know?
when I
It's like,
thought,
can't hear you, like John Cena's can't see me.
right?
That's Nikolai's can't
wh-
hear you.
But why would he have haters? He's such a good goal scorer. and-
Oh, when you're
Well,
good,
that's
at,
why
when you're
he's
good
got
at
the
something,
haters,
when you're
right?
good at
Now,
something,
isn't that a
people aren't
shame?
going to like you. All those people who came far and wide to see Bloomfield Hills play are probably yelling at him up there.
Maybe so. That's true.
If they're still here, I'm not sure.
You know, Jordan and LeBron have their detractors. I get it. you
Derek
know, the
Jeter
whole
once
thing.
said the biggest cheering for him, or the biggest moment of when he feel like he made it was when people were booing him.
Oh,
he said
yeah.
that was something that made him feel like he was actually good.
That's
So he's
true.
like that honored him the most. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the same thing here.
Bookend goals by Nikolai. 4 second-half goals by the Maples. 4 different scores in this half as well. Nikolai has 2. Cotilla has the game winner right now. Patrick McCarthy has a goal. Chase Henderson has a goal. Just 2 minutes between those Chase Henderson and Nikolai goals. Well, we talked about it, right? All the things that kind of went wrong for the Maples in the first half after scoring chance after scoring chance. Nothing really in the back of the net after that first goal of the game. Well, floodgates have certainly opened up here in the second half, and it has been all Maples all the time. 5-1 now our score. If you've missed any portion of tonight's game or want to watch any of our other fall sports, you can tune in to the Birmingham Area Cable Board website, the Bloomfield Township website. What I like to do, and I know Andy does it as well, he's actually a subscriber, but he goes to the YouTube channel and searches Bloomfield Community Television or Birmingham Area Cable Board. All of our programming available on the YouTube channel.
That's where it is. You can watch it on demand right there whenever you
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
Whenever you want. You know, I know you're up late studying and you can just lay in bed and
For sure.
you know,
Studying our
just
broadcast.
watch,
That's what I do. I watch them over and
some,
over.
Some football or some swimming, some diving.
Yeah, that's my favorite. And but I was actually I was talking to my cousin. in Germany. He was watching us do our thing over here on the YouTube.
We might get some Scottish subscribers now.
Well, now for
Yeah,
sure.
see?
You know, Doogie, he's got people over there still, I'm sure. They're going to watch that interview we did. And he couldn't care less about me, by the way, but I get it. He was
trying to get dialed in.
He was trying to get his team ready. I appreciate that, and I respect that very much. And we thank him for his time, in fact. And the guy just impressed me. He's a great soccer guy. That's what that came
Football.
across. Football.
Yeah,
Thank you.
come on.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Nick. It's football. FUTBOL, I think. And there's some accent mark somewhere. Anyways, that's what he was about as far as I was concerned. And you know, his team's put up a good fight. They played a heck of a first half and well into this second, but just Seaholm, you could feel the intensity level turn up. And let's take a look at this last
Simon
play.
Dixon that's eventually going to suffer the brunt of that, kind of off camera.
But then there was a banged up player for Bloomfield Hills
Yeah, it was
behind.
It was Dixon that was down for a moment or two.
Yeah, that wasn't even the initial takedown. So was it maybe cramping or did they collide?
You have to imagine frustration perhaps settling in, so to speak, here for the Blackhawks.
No question.
Yeah, that's for sure. They played their hearts out. And if you're Seaholm, though, on their side, you can be as loose as you need to be. And they're just trying to kill 13 minutes and change here to get out of here on any further damage.
So who knew we were so big in Germany?
She got it going on, man. It's
Deutschland,
worldwide.
huh?
Hello. Yeah, absolutely.
Guten Tag to all of our viewers over in Deutschland. Mein Name ist Brad Fetters.
Yep, that's more than I can say. I can say the word no.
9.
Yep.
9.
That's all I got. Favorite number.
I think they go for yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of scoring, it is 5 for 5, 1 for 1.
And that's our score.
Yep, 5, 1.
5-1 for those of you curious like I am.
Defender steps in line of that shot. 12:25 5-1 our score. Brad Fetters alongside Nick Buckler and Andy Aubrey, bringing you the sights and sounds here from Maple Field. You have another corner kick upcoming for the Maples. They've been good on these set pieces. They've scored off of a free kick. They've scored off of a corner. And coming far side, tried to tuck it inside the post via the header. No good. Terrific job by our cameraman all night long, providing you the visuals.
You know, we do have a pretty good sight line up here.
We're able to watch it in real time and not have to defer to things like scoreboards and monitors, you know.
High atop the stands here at Seaholm. Climate controlled broadcast booth. Lap of luxury up here, huh? Air conditioning's on.
Oh, it's come a long way. The facilities are second to none.
Unfortunately for Bloomfield, it's kind of been a fade into black in the second half. They have found themselves the victim of 4 goals. They have to really turn things on here in this uphill climb. 10.5 minutes left to go.
Well, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, and other times the forest is better represented. Actually, there's
Yeah. Not a huge turnout by the student section here tonight.
but it's a loyal one. I mean, these people that come out here, game like tonight, on a beautiful evening, you got to tip your hat to the loyalty.
Charging that one. Unable to connect with a teammate. Go back upfield, and boy, oh boy, this Seaholm squad defensively just committed. Hardly ever out of position, and a lot of credit to Greg Perkins.
Yeah, and we noticed that in that first game. They had a little bit more of a surgical approach as far as maintaining possession. They're very good at that. They can really hold the ball, and they've got almost a tic-tac-toe kind of approach to some of their passing, and it's perfect for them at the moment, just trying to burn some clock. They're able to just play keep away. And what's also nice for Coach Perkins and Coach Rodriguez, they're able to get some other guys some playing time in a game like this where they're get some experience. Here we see some wholesale changes coming in right now.
This is how you really get, so to speak, I don't want to say battle-tested, because battle-tested is usually a term for a close game. But get that experience, when you get your younger guys in for next year or along in the playoffs. You don't want to just throw all these new guys in with no experience. 8 minutes is still a lot of time. You can get out there and see if you can generate something against a good amount of starters out on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely valuable. It'll only pay off down the road. Guys won't be nervous or freaked out to be in a game because they've seen the pitch in a game like this. Even though it's maybe not so close, it's still playing time. It's all valuable to chalk up some experience.
Yeah, you work hard all week in practice, and
Yeah, that's just it too.
Get rewarded a little bit for it.
For sure.
I think the coolest thing right now for the Maples is you have 4 different goal scorers in this game. 5 goals by 4 different scorers. Have now reached their season high for goals scored in a game.
Coincidence?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
Playing this one out. Remaining 7 minutes of action.
And don't think some of these guys who don't see as much playing time don't want to put one in the net themselves. Can you imagine? Not only getting out there to get some little game action, but to actually score would be extra good.
Caden Cotilla right now has the game winner. That was his first goal of the season. A reminder that he is a defenseman who kind of came up and aided offensively on that corner kick. He has the game-winning goal as it stands right now, perhaps a nominee for BACB Sports Player of the Game.
Yeah, that was a great goal nonetheless.
Patrick McCarthy has a goal. Chase Henderson had a really pretty goal as well. Brody Feldmeyer has just given up the lone goal in this contest.
Yeah, a lot of times the keeper kind of goes under the radar. He might steal my vote here.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking the same, Nick. There's a vote or two to be made there. I think consideration should come his way if he keeps it as a 1-goal game. But, it's always the goal scorers, the glamour guys.
The goalies are just forgotten.
They're back there.
We didn't forget about you. We have not forgotten about you.
Brody, we've noticed.
We got you up here.
Notice.
A sophomore, too,
Nuclei, obviously, with 2 goals, opened the scoring.
Look at that. I think they're trying to tell us something.
We've also been known to get the opinion of the coaches, not always, but, coaches have been known to say, yeah, this guy's been working extra hard. He did score a goal, even though the other guy had 2 goals, whatever. It's like, be nice little treat for him to get some notoriety and some notice, but
Don't give away the trade secrets,
oh,
Andy.
that's true. All right, we make the decision completely unilaterally on our own. 100% of the time.
Should I get the fan vote here? Open up our window here in front of us, see what the people think?
Now that could be chaos.
Yeah. I'll toss
Asking
my
a-
microphone down.
Asking a
We got
coach
an
for his
injured
opinion.
player, guys.
Ooh.
Quentin Bouchou.
Oh,
His brother was banged up earlier.
He's not
This
good.
one looks, man, they're just
It's a
cutting right to
cramp.
the, cramp, definitely. She just grabbed that leg and straightened it right out.
Oof. He is not liking it.
It is new athletic trainer Aaliyah Jones taking over for Bill Watson. Bill honored last night at the Detroit Tigers game. Got a little bit of a shout out on the big screen scoreboard.
Yeah. It was first responders night at the Tiger game, right?
And if it would have been a day earlier, he would have gotten a shutout as well. Complete game shutout.
Yeah, base the minimum. So we do have a stoppage in play. 4:31 left to go in regulation.
I am surprised that that's the first cramp we've seen. We've certainly had less hot weather and more cramps in soccer games in the past or football games. But I guess it speaks to the hydration routine that both these coaches got their players involved with.
Yeah, look how he's walking. That's definitely a cramp. He couldn't
Yeah,
even
he can't even
straighten his
move,
foot.
right.
He was going heel. That calf is probably just crumbling.
Let you know, Aaliyah Jones earned her Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training from Alma in 2017 and a Master of Science in Applied Corrective Exercise Science from Ashland in 2018.
Alma, go Scots.
She's also a member of the Detroit Mercy Titan staff, was Assistant Director of Sports Medicine through Titans.
Okay. Go Titans.
She was an athletic trainer at Cleary University, working with the men's and women's soccer, men's and women's lacrosse, men's and women's cross country, track and field, baseball, softball, hockey, wrestling, golf, bowling, and dancing.
Sounds like our broadcast resume. A
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
You know, name a sport we haven't called. I dare you.
Golf.
We've done it.
Ah!
Only one or two, because we
Bowling.
found that there's
Did
an
you bowling?
awful. No, there's no bowling team.
Oh.
And I used to be on the bowling team at Rice, by the way. Just had to throw
Just
that in there.
okay.
But no, I
All
think they
right.
should have bowling. I think it was awesome. I loved it. I mean, for us non-athletic types, you want a sport? In fact, is bowling a sport? I don't know. Is golf? Is auto racing? We could be here all night. But no, they don't have a bowling team here.
Don't forget, the MHSAA has added boys volleyball.
Yes,
That's
this
true.
year. Yep.
This year in the spring, so we can add that to the resume.
Did you play at Rice for the boys volleyball?
No, they didn't
no.
have volleyball
No.
then. No. Not in that era.
So you walk through the halls and people are like, oh, that's that guy from the bowling team.
We bowled at Thunderbird Lanes on Maple Road in Crooks, and that
right
was
down the road
That
here.
was awesome
That's
because
close.
we brought in schools from all over town. I mean, back when Harper Woods Notre Dame was in business, Catholic Central came from Novi. We had St. Ladislaus from Hamtramck.
You're just tooting your own horn now.
Well, those were the days. Let me tell you, Bishop Gallagher. All those schools are closed now. It's kind of crazy.
Just showing your age, Andy.
I guess.
Ooh, right on the
almost.
doorstep.
Yeah, yeah.
And boy, oh boy, going to have nightmares over that scoring chance. Unable to cash in. And if I'm not mistaken, that was number 2, Alberto Corrales.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, with the wrong foot, I think.
Yep, he kind of hopped on him a little bit, and he had his left foot out. If it hits the right, he's celebrating.
Get word that it may have also deflected off of a defenseman.
Allegedly.
It's out of bounds. It will belong to the Blackhawks. Get another look at it.
Let's see.
Here comes the through ball. That tipped there by the defenseman.
Yeah, it was.
All right,
Before it
okay,
reached
all
Corrales.
right, all right, okay.
Ian Kim with the deflection.
We're getting down to the 1 minute mark here in regulation time. 5-1 the score, and this one's really been all Maples. They got a little hairy there just before halftime, but put away with an exclamation point here in the second half.
4 second half goals by the Maples. Game-winning goal right now, 7 minutes into the second half via the corner kick and the header by Caden Cotilla. Half minute left to go, and more than likely this will be one last-ditch effort here by the Blackhawks.
I have a dark horse candidate for the player of the game. What about the ball boy from the first half? He was working hard over there. He's still out there.
He's still on
grinding
top of the
right
grassy
now.
knoll. Yeah.
Yeah, he's ready to go. He is
Grassy
taking his
knoll.
job serious through and through.
Uh-oh, look out. Getting back. Ben Toby. Busy night for the goalkeeper for the Blackhawks. Buzzer sounds. That will do it. Really impressive stuff here tonight by the Seaholm Maples. Your final score here tonight in OAA crossover action. Seaholm Maples 5, the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks 1. Take a break here on BACB Sports. When we come back, it will be our post-match coverage, including Andy Aubrey's interview with our player of the game.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Welcome back one final time to Maple Field here at Birmingham Seaholm High School. Brad Fetters alongside Nick Buckler. Nick, what a fantastic second half of soccer for this Birmingham Seaholm squad. They end up netting 4 goals. That gives them the 5-1 final score, and really the game-winning goal scored off the corner kick by Caden Cotilla. It was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it really was, coming up from the deep position on that corner and just kind of slipped through the cracks there and put his head on it into the far corner. And it really made a difference. Obviously, it was the turning point in the game early in that second half, and, well, we saw what happened after for the Maples.
Caden Cotilla now is alongside our very own Andy Aubrey on the pitch. He is our BACB Sports player of the game.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We are here with our BACB Sports Player of the Game, Caden Cotilla, number 6. Caden, your first goal of the year. Oh, my gosh. Awesome stuff. Your team won 5-1. What's the feeling like?
It felt really good, especially because the first half we didn't come out as strong as we were hoping to. And then after my goal, we just kept on scoring, and it really uplifted the energy, and it carried us to a big win. And we're going to carry this momentum into our game on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Good point. Keep that momentum going. Yeah. You guys had a million opportunities in that first half. You didn't seem to be able to convert, but the second half, everything changed. What did the coaches tell you guys in the locker room at halftime?
Well, we switched formations to a 4-3-3, and also he was just saying we got to start putting the ball in the back of the net, and we knew like what's at stake, and we really didn't want to lose to a team like them, so we just brought the energy and we started scoring.
Yeah, you sure did. And talk about your goalie. He made some pretty good saves. Your defense was great out in front of him, but he actually kind of kept you guys in the thing, for a while there in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, he's a sophomore. He's really good, though. He's one of the leaders on the team, and these first few games he's came in really clutch for us, and it's really uplifting us. So he's really good, though. We like him.
No doubt. Okay, last question. Big win for you. This is the most goals you guys have scored all year. You had 4-1 win over Groves. We covered that game. I thought you played an outstanding game that night, too. And here we are with a 5-1 win over Bloomfield Hills. What kind of momentum can you carry on after a win like this?
Well, we got a game against West Bloomfield on Saturday, so it's another non-conference game. So we're going to try and tidy up some things that we need to work on before going into Oxford and Clarkson next week, which are 2 really big league games for us, and we're hoping to come out with a win with those.
Yeah, okay. Well, good luck to you. Again, outstanding effort by the Maples tonight, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward. Caden, he's our player of the game, and we'll wrap it up from down here, send it back up to Brad and Nick to call it a night for us.
Thank you so much, Andy, and our player of the game, Caden Cotilla, the junior defender's first goal of the season. It's a big one, as it ends up being the game-winning goal in the 5-1 victory for Birmingham Seaholm over the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks. Seaholm improves to 4-3-1. The Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks fall to 1-7-1. Caden mentioned it, some big games looming. Clarkston and Oxford, the 2 league games coming up after that weekend game against West Bloomfield. It's going to be a battle for Seaholm in the OAA Red, but you have to take a lot from tonight's win.
Yeah, really, they kind of overcame a lot of really their own issues. As Caden mentioned early on in that interview, he said, we should have been ahead by a lot more. And I think everyone up here in the booth agreed, and everyone probably watching the game at home or here in person agrees. That was Seaholm's game, and they really kind of dominated possession. They had a lot of opportunities, excuse me, but they couldn't put that ball in the net early on in the rest of the first half. So it was good to see them explode in the second half, and I think that is huge for momentum and huge for this season moving on in the ultra-competitive OAA Red. Some real tough games ahead.
Angelo Nucleoli had 2 goals in this game. He continues his hot start to the season. 9 goals now total, with 5 goals here tonight for the team. The Seaholm Maples, their highest point total of this season. For my broadcast partner, Nick Buckler, for Andy Aubrey and the rest of our hardworking BACB sports crew, I say goodnight one final time from Seaholm High School. Once again, your final score, the Seaholm Maples 5, the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks 1. Thank you so much for watching this BACB sports production. We'll see you next time.